You know, it's like the kind of thing where like like Top Gear is perhaps one of the greatest shows ever produced. Not for the fact that like it is just like a three middle-aged men indulging their midlife crises by driving fast cars and going to foreign countries. It is literally because they made Jeremy Clarkson looks nice and
Yeah,
funny and entertaining and charismatic when
appealing.
he is just an obsequious human being, you know. And the thing is, like Jeremy Clarkson, you don't know where you stand on the guy. Like he could very well be a sound guy, but he's worn so many masks and written so many awful columns over the years that you genuinely don't know anymore. Like, is
Yeah.
this guy sound? Is he just like who's the real Jeremy Clarkson? Is it the guy who writes fucking columns like giving it complaining about fucking like women, or is it the guy who genuinely wants to be left alone and drive this Jaguar in fucking Bolivia? Who's the real man here? Like, that's the question.
We are all but segments of the same pie. It just depends
Yeah,
on what way you've gone and sliced it up.
that's it.
Like
Yeah.
there's something in like even in terms of like personality, you can see yeah, and if you've gone near it, highly recommend watching the former Captain Sexay, now Aaron DeLoco, playing
Mm,
Battlefield. Thoroughly enjoyable.
yeah.
Of which he is joined by Barry Nasty,
Mm.
also known as the Irish Stone Cold. Um, that you
Stone
can,
Cold, I believe it's called. I
yeah,
believe it's Stone Cold.
but that you can like listening to them just talk shite and play games is such a lovely, lovely experience.
Mm.
Um, and you can just think like, there's one, oh, there it is, up, up, down, down.
Yeah.
What a absolute should be the fucking cornerstone of several fucking industries, and why they don't give that more of a fucking backing is beyond me.
Well, I
What
think
a
it's. I think that kind of proves the point because it's a passion project. Like the more backing you give it, the more official and slick it has to become.
there is nothing, there's not many things on this earth I love more than just seeing Xavier Woods exude in any fashion. He
Mm.
is just such a fucking dialed in, un unfucking calculable, entertaining human being.
That's all. There's also that element of it as well. Is that like sometimes you want like there'll be certain people in especially in the wrestling sphere where like you kind of want them to succeed, but you don't know what they're going to succeed at. Like you just want them to find something that's going to work for them. Like, and sometimes it doesn't have to be the wrestling sphere. Like you mentioned up down down and Xavier Woods, who is just genuinely a very likable guy, who I see no reason why this guy can't be successful. If the powers that be of wrestling don't think he can be a world champion, then what I hope he carves out a niche somewhere else. And I'm much to that argument where like I'm kind of in the same kind of ballpark as say someone like Big E, for example, where
Oh,
like I hope that Big E finds his place. You know, I hope if Big E finds something that like is going to be absolutely perfect for him, and it might not be wrestling at all. It might not be anything to do with that, but whatever it is, I sincerely hope he finds it because
yeah.
I think there's a sort of like inner kind of karma to do with that. You know, um,
That there has been. There's plenty of little side projects and stuff, and I've seen it. It was
yeah.
from that Stephanie. It was literally that Stephanie McMahon interview with him, and I'm
Mm.
like, God, this is such a lovely man. What a lovely, lovely, lovely man.
That match was
But
fucking torture, by the
oh,
way. I don't
you,
know
it
if
was well
we,
earned.
we talked through, but fuck me, that was like this Jack Frieda mark has had some of the worst fucking gameplay experiences of my fucking life. Like it has been torture,
That's what you get
actual
for trying to
torture.
do. That's what you get for trying to do something nice.
Honest to fuck,
Um,
like they did not think this one out really, really fully, to be honest, because you're on base stats. Like it literally made you the most difficult possible. And then after a while, fucking Mike knocks hit anyway. So what's the fucking point?
yeah, it doesn't matter.
After all that, literally wrestling for 25 minutes, hitting like doing a fucking Young Bucks and hitting fucking finisher after finisher after finisher, you end up getting fucking jumped anyway. What's the point? Just DQ me.
So upset. So sad.
And why, by the way, why is Mike Knox upset that I'm the Intercontinental Champion? He was never going to be Intercontinental Champion. Like, he could barely be the mid card champion in fucking ECW, let alone Raw.
Wow. Yeah.
What is he even doing here? It's
My
past his
fucking
bedtime,
my
which is, of
cat
course, 10 past 5.
my my catchphrase for this is Mike Knox is here.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so happy for I'm delighted. And I hope he got a bit of residual for it. I'm delighted for him.
This is more like, oh, good.
Ah,
Yeah, great. And
That was literally
thank
the
goodness you're here.
that was literally the well, it's from what I learned from Stevie Richards. Give him credit. I've learned a lot from having listened to him about
Mm.
a lot of this kind of stuff in terms of the video games and that. You want to get on the game because you get paid for
Yeah,
it, you know, and
yeah, yeah.
especially for in the storyline, you've been in the booth and you've done some lines and all of that. You've done some voiceover lines
Mm.
specifically. Oh, please. The Intercontinental Champion, Matt fucking hard. Wow.
Look at the sad eyes that he's getting haircut. No, Mar Hardy's blasting off again.
There's a lad who made an absolute fucking innovation for himself. And can we say the master of the cinematic match, Matt Hardy?
Yeah, you'd have to say so, surely. Like, or at least certainly the person that
Oh,
actually kind of made it
careful,
viable.
careful. That referee's trying to fuck on him. That referee's trying to fuck on him.
You better watch it.
That quote lives with me forever. There's a lot. Cody Rhodes now.
He'll go far, Cody. I think he'll go far.
There's a lad now. Which one of us is better at kissing? Which one?
Oof.
That really happened. That really happened.
In the
This
booth,
is
in the acting
this is
booth.
real. This actually had this. They just recorded this and then they just animated it afterwards.
So, so guys, obviously there's a lot of sexual tension between you three, so we're just gonna hot mic it, and then we'll let the game designers deal with it.
The best Marine versus the best fucking version of Goldust.
Mm.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Marine versus Stardust. Let's book it. WrestleMania. Let's fucking have it.
If only Cody Rhodes featured in a Marine movie as well, we could have found the answer to that question. That's what we're
Oh,
missing now is WWE films. They don't do that shit anymore now because they know how to fight their tax somewhere else.
it's better. It's fucking bought and sold into fucking Netflix and they stopped doing the fucking movies. I had what the fuck? Oh, you're
It's a
right
perfect
there.
time for a shitty B rate TV series.
Did you see the New Day versus the Undertaker? The haunted house, choose your own adventure.
Yes,
That was fucking crap. I loved
it
it.
was so shit, but it was also very funny.
Oh, it gave me so much energy. It was fucking great.
But again, but that's also like I think that's also where the kind of Undertaker also kind of acknowledged his own hokiness a little bit. Like he knows like the like
That's where he lives. That's where he lives.
yeah.
He's great
Do you know
there.
what? That is actually one thing I will say about Mark Calloway is that like in a very roundabout way, he's shown an awful lot of more self awareness than I thought he ever would. Because
Yeah.
I like we were slagging him off politically. It's like, listen, he's a fucking like 50-year-old man from Texas. What other fucking political views were you expecting from him? However, as a person, he actually seems to kind of realize, yeah, I know my shtick is old. That's kind of why I still do it because I know I'm the nostalgia act now. I kind of accept my role in it, and if there's a time for me to vamp and take the piss and kind of shout to Z, I'll do it. And case in point, like there he is, like chokeslamming Trick Williams a while back, and he's doing the like fucking. It's like you don't need to do that, Mark, but you're throwing it in anyway because it's actually
Yeah.
popping you more than anything
Yeah.
else.
He's just
Like
having
that's the
he's
thing.
just having he's having his granddad era.
Yeah,
He's just fully
yeah.
having his I don't give a fuck anymore. Same with Randy, same with Taker. They just
Mm.
don't give a bollocks now. And they're
And
better for
remarkably
it.
enough, you could actually say there's very few wrestlers out there that are actually having that kind of that stint because Stone Cold, I think, won't let himself be that
Yeah,
because
he
I think he's
never
afraid of being old. And likewise with I think the Rock is leaning into it a bit with his kind of like on and off again character, where like if he does show up, he's acting the pantomime villain, you know.
he has to he knows exactly what he's doing. He is as shrewd and laser focused as any
Mm,
act you will ever see. To the point where he goes to Wendy's twice a year and thanks them for the fucking courtesy. There's a lot going on there with that all of
yes.
that shite that he does. But then like Stone Cold crashing into into the barricade at WrestleMania, you're just like, right. I think we're done now, lads.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
Steve, can you just fuck off now? Like, you're not helping yourself, and
Yeah.
you're literally putting people in danger. Like you're harming millionaires in the front row here now.
You know what to
Um,
say.
like
It's like I say, like to fit 5, 10 years ago, that would have been fine because it was just a plebeian. That's probably Nick Khan you just ran over. Like Nick Khan's mother you just ran over there now, Steve.
that was one, like all the Broken Skull sessions and all of that, where they were good without being innovative.
Yeah.
Um, they were always kind of better when he was working a bit. That one with MJF was fucking very good. The one with Kevin
But it,
Owens is very good. Like
pre WWE endorsed WWE ones were very very
are
good
we
and very
seeing a
enjoyable.
fucking trend there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Second the Fed get their fucking maulers on it, it goes. But you can just see where like Jericho was great for the bit. I really did enjoy a lot of his kind of takes and learn. I just like learning. I like knowing, what went
Mm.
on. And yeah, I know I'm listening to a wrestler, so it's all bullshit anyway.
Yeah, it's always
That's
yeah,
fine
it's always like getting the idea of getting feeling like you're being led into the magic circle when you're actually not.
because there's net like there's you're never gonna get a fucking straight answer. Nor should you.
Mm.
That's like fucking asking a fucking magician what their favorite card is. Like they're just not gonna. They're never
No.
gonna try and get a straight answer out of pen and teller. Like they're always
Well,
gonna
one
be
of them doesn't
talking.
speak, so you're fucked already there.
Yeah, you never know who can actually connect with an
Mm.
audience. And then when they do, you wonder, well, why the fuck weren't you doing that before?
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck was that? Like, I saw a fucking video today of Bobby Fish doing a YouTube video,
Mm.
and I just couldn't bear to fucking listen to it. I couldn't.
For fear
My
of
fucking,
where's the live version too.
I just, I read, you know what? The comments are a great fucking read. I got an absolute scathing synopsis, and it proved why I shouldn't waste my time watching that. Um, Fucking right click, dot dot dot, not interested. Thanks very much, and we'll move on with my life. The idea of you can kind of see the people who are produced into success, and the
Yeah.
people who you're like, well, this was always gonna happen
Mm.
in some regard, and you just don't like. Would we ever be interested in hearing a Michael Cole podcast?
I personally I wouldn't, but at the same time, he's lived a very fascinating life. So I think I would like to hear his perspective in a weird way. Like I don't want it to be like, and now here's this evening on the Michael Cole show is fucking Jerry Lawler for the fifth time. It's like I was like, no, I don't want to see that. But what I would like to see is here's 2 minutes of Michael Cole's time. See what you fucking get out of him from there. What is the first thing that comes to mind? You know?
Like the idea that out of all of the commentators, JR's was fine.
Yeah.
It was very Conrady. The Conrads ones had a fucking tone to them.
Again, much of that point is like that's down to the producer being like being able, just doing what he can, like in a sense. The same way, like if I was fucking editing someone from the Irish wrestling scene, I'm editing it my way,
Mm.
and it's very evident then it's not like necessarily their work either. So like it's whether you think that's a good or a bad thing or not, like in a sense, you know.
That's the idea that of all the press junkets that I've
Mm,
seen Batista do, by all rights, just an absolutely lovely guy.
mm,
Not necessarily captivating. He's a great actor and a brilliant performer, but as like a YouTube product person, you're like,
yeah,
oh, it's not there. It cooks under the lights. I
it's
get that.
different. It's different. Yeah.
It's just one of them days, especially me fucking going on the solo run now. I'm seeing this how to and what is
Mm,
the idea of do you dial into a character? Do you step away from a character? A lot of the YouTubers I watch are very close to the bone,
mm,
seemingly in terms of who they are in real life.
yeah.
And I can just think of like Shawn Michaels is a boring bollocks, but a great in-ring performer.
Yeah.
I never want to know his opinions on anything. I never want to see him do an ad for Blue Chew. Like
Yeah, I get that. Well, it's it is that kind of that aspect of like Shawn Michaels, like his one and only kind of output is wrestling in a sense. Like his actual energy and his creativity and his communication is wrestling. And again, you look at like his like if you want to know Shawn Michaels' opinions on wrestling, watch NXT because that is essentially his show. And you from the characters and the storylines and the presentation is what Shawn Michaels believes wrestling should be. And whether you like it or not is down to personal taste. But that I think like is a very indirect way of like he doesn't have to say what he knows about wrestling because he's showing it. Um,
He has great taste.
I think he does have good taste. I
Great
personally
taste.
enjoy Shawn Michaels' booking more than I do Triple H's at the moment, and that's a bit of a hot take, but that's just me.
There's the FUN in it all.
Yeah,
Far more fun.
but I think that's the kind of the safety net that NXT has, in the sense that there is there's no corporate wrestling in NXT. You know, kind of way you're not having the kind of like the rumor writers going like, oh, you know who's selling really well in Australia, Jey Uso, and like you don't have a TV guy in the room going, I don't know, this looks good, and then like having that kind of inferiority complex of a wrestler talking to an adult going, actually, no, the adult probably has a point here. I'll go with what he says. It's like, no, you
Like
probably could have stuck to your guns there, you know?
like all of the goings of Jericho. Will he be back
Mm.
in WWE? Will he not? It's like I just don't know if I can bear him
It's,
anymore.
it's an interesting thought, isn't it? Because like by the time that this goes out, there could be movement on that, or there could very well be no movement. And I even think to myself, was like, like, where could a Chris Jericho go now in the current ecosystem? And like, because there's people coming back into WWE now, and like, it's hard to find a spot for some of these people. Like, I mean, like people like Rusev stuck in the IC kind of realm. Few others like fucking Phoenix and Dragon Lee doing nothing. You know, it's like going to taking the WWE gig nowadays is not necessarily like okay. Like I think there's a bit of a distance between like like going from AEW to WWE is not every story is a Cody Rhodes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's
yeah.
not that's not the same. It's an apples and oranges situation. So with Jericho, obviously he has tenure there, so it's a bit different. But like I think I don't think I'm talking about George here with
He
this.
had tenure there with
Yeah,
Vince. You can see the difference in people who were Triple H guys
yeah,
before they left. Cody, perennial fucking Triple H guy.
mm,
Drew McIntyre, very much a Triple H guy until randomly he just is gone and it's insane.
yeah,
Um, but Jericho, like Jericho and Punk are essentially the same acts, and Punk is, Jesus, the well's gone fucking dry for me there, and I am a
well,
fucking. It's just fun. I can't. I just can't buy in. I just can't
yeah,
see the fucking sticked in, pepper bearded fucking rake of a human being. He pretend like he can fight people. Like it's like
mm,
talking the shtick, be entertaining, be captivating, yeah, but the fight of it all,
yeah,
like, and the fucking weirdest fucking thing. I was thinking about this the other day in terms of Jericho. He's gonna have to get the Judas effect over in WWE.
yeah,
Like, what way is he gonna do that? He's gonna have to tell the story again. He has to go back and rehash essentially what we've already seen him do to
mm,
the WWE audience. And it's like, do we have to fucking wait another 8 months before we see you fucking load screen to where we want you to be?
yeah.
It's like watching another Spider-Man movie and we have to wait for Uncle Ben to die.
Yeah, I get that. My kind of thought on it as well is that like Jericho, above all the kind of people you mentioned there, like Punk and so forth, is very much a man at a time. You know, like it's there is absolutely no appetite to see a Chris Jericho match in 2025 on WWE, and there's very little appetite to see it in AEW. Now, that's not to say you can't make use of a Chris Jericho in either of those realms. Like I think if this was a TNA situation, like TNA would have done something different with the Jericho in that respect. Where like, okay, let's do like some sort of like side project, and he's hosting it or something like that.
Mm.
Like he is doing like kind of like some unique project. I think one kind of thing with the Jericho whenever Jericho does come back to WWE is like yes, he probably will be a member of the Raw roster or something. He'll give another kind of artificial boost to the Netflix ratings, and then they'll normalize again because that's how fucking wrestling works nowadays. But I think overall, what he will be is probably be a more of a kind of face rather than anything else. And
Mm.
an actual like, oh, Chris Jericho's on the show,
Yeah.
he's presenting this show, or he's doing the kind of like the post show, pre show, whatever the fuck type of thing. Like he'll have more of a presence there, and be able to vamp as Chris Jericho as opposed to be like a wrestler.
There would be an angle to work for him to bring in his broadcasting and his podcasting
Yeah,
and
I
let it
think
be a
so.
part of it and let him shoot on people and store things up and be an agitator.
Hmm.
And in the same way you see
I
you
think Chris Jericho could be WWE's answer to Howard Stern, which is
yeah.
a character and a gimmick that they've never really been able to perfect. Like there have been attempts, there have been ways and means of trying to get that kind of like that same level of like ruffling the feathers. Like Pat McAfee is a perfectly good outlet for WWE outside of like the wrestling sphere.